What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy AshTheMan. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super, the movie that's supposed to be actually releasing in December of 2018. So yeah, this year. Now, movie got about, I would say, 7 months until it debuts. But however, I just want to cover what we know so far, like info, pretty much, the first Super Saiyan God, cover photo, and what we know how the movie is going to be presented, so that when it gets here, we can be ready. Now, here, let's pull up the Chrome and see what's going on here. Now, I want to start off on this page. Now, here, this is the wiki that they talk about the first Super Saiyan guy. His name is Yomishi. Now, Yomishi was the first Super Saiyan guy that was brought up for what they are claiming is when the Frieza arc, when Goku first transformation doing his fight with Frieza. Now, they pretty much said, reference to him. They didn't present his name, but they'll say he was the first Super Saiyan, and then come to that he was the first Super Saiyan God. Now, I'm not really going to go off appearances because the appearance for it is not really that, like that great, talking about he have a striking resemblance to Vegeta. I mean, the movie haven't released, so I'm not going to go off appearances, but I just want the information. Now, they say he have a very righteous personality despite being a Saiyan, because the majority of Saiyans was like barbarians. They kind of remind you of like space Vikings. They pretty much, cause disaster, taking over planets, and pretty much at this point, they're nearly extinct. The only Saiyans that we know of besides additional universe that's in universe 7 is Vegeta and Goku, which is pure Saiyans, Trunks and Gohan, and Goten, and the new baby Bra is half Saiyans, and Pan is 1/4 of a Saiyan. So yeah, that's pretty much is all the Saiyans that they have so far. Now, going more into this, now he basically he was cornered and he became a Super Saiyan for what they're saying here, but he was defeated as he ran out of energy. However, his spirit continued to search for a new survivor, Super Saiyan God. They say that a Namekian elder with your spirit soul recorded the information about him in the Namekian Book of Legends. Some type of religious thing they have going on here. But however, they show like previous image that we have seen in the Frieza saga when they first talk about the first Super Saiyan. Now, the Super Saiyan got a legend according to what Shiran provided for us. And I guess he referred back to the Namekian Book of Legends, and that it was 6 righteous Saiyans that came together on the planet Vegeta to transfer one into a Super Saiyan God. Now, this is basic information that we already know. And pretty much his power overwhelmed evil Saiyans. His power vanished as quickly as it came, and as such, he and his comrades were wiped out. So I guess he didn't even fight with them. They see his demonstration of power, and since it quickly went away, because he probably couldn't sustain it, since he probably wasn't at the levels of what Goku and Vegeta and the rest of the gang was, that it probably just went away real fast. So at that point, all their powers is exhausted, and the other Saiyans probably just whooped their ass and killed them. That's pretty much how I'm looking at it. Now, with other information, there's not really much to really go on here. I mean, at this point, we could say that he still had his tail, went to grade 8. Now, that is something, because in a lot of my Dragon Ball Super videos, I always talk about Dragon Ball GT. And reason I talk about that one a lot is because of the Super Saiyan 4 transformation still having the tail, because that transformation was definitely like the biggest and most brilliant idea out of GT, because of the fact that it holds origin to what a Saiyan actually is an ape. So maybe they're gonna touch back on that. Hopefully they do. I hope that the God is not the only form that they touch back on. I mean, I think the form is definitely can add some interesting things to the whole Super Saiyan God and Ultra Instinct thing that they got going on right now. But here, let's go more into about the movie. We learn about the person who's purpose of the movie. Now, this movie is supposed to debut on December 14th of 2018. There was a tweet that was done in March 12th of 2018 for the productions to pretty much, informing us of when it's going to release. And this is the cover photo with Goku with the stick. Yeah. Now, for the cover photo, not really much like they're giving off about it. So guessing they still gonna have Goku and the gang still in, and that's what's gonna bring us to this tab right here. Now, this particular tab that is loaded in is from comic book / anime. So if you ever want to look at this information that I'm looking at, you can be able to do so. Now, this movie like kind of like spoils the runtime and everything. And don't pay attention to this video, just Goku hopping around. Not really much in there, but however, here, let's close this out. So let's see. I'm kind of interested in this video for real quick. Let's see. Not really much for the video. Stop popping up. Hate ads. Okay, so back with claiming here that a Dragon Ball Z movie, pretty much information that rised up is that the running time of what the movie is going to be. So there was a tweet that went out, pretty much guys explaining that it's going to be a 2-hour movie for what they're saying, because the last movie lasted for like an hour and a half. In the interview, after mentioning how the original Akira Toriyama contributed to the film, Akira plays around with fans and mentions that telling a complete story in 2 hours is possibly easier for Tori than doing the story of a long-running TV show. I mean, that's good. I mean, most of the movies for Dragon Ball have never been like bad. Only thing that gets me about when it comes to like the other movies that he previously released, none of them was canon. This movie is actually going to be canon into the series of Dragon Ball Super. Now, Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of Frieza was canon because they eventually made it to the anime, in which that's like almost like the first half of it. So you really didn't get new content until the Black Goku arc. So definitely interesting. I hope the fact that they don't put this movie into the same idea they did with the first two movies, or unless they're really just gonna just be running us for, our time and our money. Well, not really our money, but our time. But the whole Dragon Ball is currently still airing for what the information they're giving off. But however, we not really looking into this. We really is talking about the Dragon Ball Super movie that's coming out. Now, this is the last tab that I wanted to talk about, and this movie confirmed details about it. And this is now, it should be already noted for what we have already reviewed so far. Now, the Dragon Ball fans have been waiting officially for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super movie. Yes, today we are getting some and taking a look at the latest reviews. Now, according to the Dragon Room chief, the DBC movie will have a multi-layer story with parts in both the past and present and multiple settings. Story provided the story in over 20 sheets of designs, including characters, machines, and at least one new planet. So guessing the planet is going to be Planet Salada. Now, Planet Salada is the first Saiyan planet. Planet Vegeta was never the first planet. Planet Salada was the planet that they originally, lived at. Now, something happened, planet was destroyed, and they had to go find routes to another planet, which was Planet Vegeta, which they stole. Now, they is going to get into history from this, from what this next paragraph is saying. They certainly to make a whole lot more sense of the multi-rumors that we have heard about the Dragon Ball Super movie as far back as when it was first announced, which was late last fall, I guess. The first thing we're going to learn about the film will be the revealing of the official canon history of Universe 7 Saiyan Homeworld Planet Salada, just like I said. Will chronicle the story of the very first Super Saiyan God. We know that. And it was first revealed that the film will also chronicle Frieza history with the Saiyans, which led to his rivalry with Goku. So they pretty much is going to bring up some things that we have already seen, pretty much with Frieza using the Saiyans to destroy planets. It's probably going to even have maybe some history beyond that, where Frieza grown hatred for Saiyans, because eventually Frieza pretty much killed all the Saiyans, killed the planet Vegeta, Goku's father, Vegeta's father. The only four Saiyans that was left over was Nappa, Raditz, Goku, and Vegeta. Now, of course, when Raditz came to Earth, Raditz got killed by Piccolo, including Goku, and then, of course, um, after Vegeta and Nappa came to the planet, Nappa pretty much just went bonkers and killed most of the Z fighters besides Krillin and Gohan. Not Vegeta, Goku came to the rescue and fought Vegeta, let him escape, and that's how we ended up with only 2 full-blooded Saiyans. Kind of crazy, right? So, with the multiple eras and time and locations that they're going to be provided in the movie, it seems like they're going to be bringing in a lot of elements for what they are saying right here. The mix of the past and present, future, time, locations. This movie is going to be everywhere, and I hope to God that they do this correctly, because Dragon Ball Super needs something to keep it alive at this point in time. Now, it pretty much just goes on to still tell more about the Dragon Ball Super. So, yeah. So this is where we stop here with the information and conclude on what we have gathered. So, what I have concluded is that this movie is definitely, for what they're saying, is being multi-layered. So, I'm not sure if your anime fans have ever watched, like Arrow TV show and things in that general, but multi-layered, like stories always deal with them, like going into the past, things that goes on in the past is similar to the present. It's like a compare and contrast kind of thing. And then also giving a different location. So it gives a different outlook on situations that previously happened to make out the future. And they usually come out, most of the times it comes out, decent. A lot of times bad. Sometimes it can be really good if they do it the right way. So if they don't do it the right way, we probably just going to get, a brown paper bag full of shit. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But, however, the idea of them giving information about this first Super Saiyan God is great. Now, that little video that we seen on this comic book anime, say when it first appeared, where Goku is charging up, going against this guy who has like a Saiyan armor. Hopefully, they're not going to have some type of resurrection kind of thing, and Goku is fighting like the first Super Saiyan God. Because, it just wouldn't make any much sense. I would see if it would be like Goku faces somebody who, then cause some type of catastrophe, and they have, like things compared to when the first Super Saiyan God, that would make more sense. I really don't want to see a Saiyan versus an old Saiyan. Just really just wouldn't be right. I don't know. That's just me personally. Maybe y'all want to see it, but me personally, nah, I can skip over that. But however, I like to see his image. I really don't think he's going to resemble Vegeta much as all. Wikis is always filling in blanks, to kind of like make our mind wonder, and then quickly as it comes out, quickly as it been edited. But Wikis is also good just to get it kind of like Bayside and thing. If you know how to dissect what information is not really what you need and what information you do, you will definitely understand that Wikis is not absolutely all right. It's just there for us to kind of like get a base of information, and we make out what we want to make out after that. Keeps the mind going. Now, with this movie being under the way, I'm pretty sure they're going to be like showing more images, more things about it. But I can say that, the information that we have advised today, we can kind of get like an idea of how the movie is going to be and what to expect from the productions and the structure of the movies. So again, I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in, and